Do you actually, on that, do you know, well, I know you haven't seen too many women, but do you know what they... no, look at you.
Yeah.
It wasn't a shot.
Hear you out. This isn't hear me out. Hear me out comes after the big call. You can't hear me out. Oi, mate.
Oi. Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, dude. What's going on, bro?
Oh, mate. Yeah, it's been too long.
Look, I've got a big weekly update for you.
Oh, as always.
No, can you go first, dude?
Yeah. All right, sweet. Well, I went to an escape room this week, and it was Harry Potter themed because I've been binge watching the Harry Potters lately as well. So this
was it like a Chambers of Secrets or something, or
no, that would have been a lot cooler. Actually,
it was the lake. It was the Hogwarts lake. It was very easy to escape from.
Yeah, I just had to swim out of there. No, it was honestly, it was a little bit disappointing. I've done one before, which, mind you, was Harry Potter themed as well.
What?
And it was multiple rooms. The other one, and this one was just like one room, and it was like a really small room. Yeah.
1.5 to 2 rooms. There needs to be a crawl space into a really small room or 2 rooms. Because, you want to go somewhere. You want to see new environment, especially towards the end when things are heating up.
You want to feel like you're progressing. But mind you, I would not have progressed if it wasn't for the clues that they kept feeding us. I was like, I think too practical. Like,
I don't get it, man. I don't get it at all.
Yeah, or just too far out of the box. Like, I ripped this thing off the wall, and I spent the first 5 minutes trying to put it back on, and I was like, oh, I hate it. What have you done? And I was like, I've just come out of lockdown too strong.
Mate, I'm not too proud to admit that I probably have failed more escape rooms than I've succeeded, and some of the ones I've succeeded were the person that's like the poor person that's just working the counter or something, being like, no, mate, no, it's right there, it's that thing. I was like, oh, right.
Yeah,
but most of the time I'm smashed. I'm always drunk when I do escape rooms.
That wouldn't help.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, I had a couple, but I certainly wasn't drunk, and I think we got out like 2 minutes too, but like if it basically the guy should have just come in and fucking held my hand. That was really
were you doing it by yourself?
Yeah, it's by myself. That's what I do in my spare time.
Right. There used to be a stigma about going to the movies by yourself, which I'm in favor of the solo movie trip, but the solo escape room trip, that's pathetic, dude. That is pathetic. And look, I'm going to roll straight off your weekly update into the actual thing because...
come on. No. You got to give us something. The people are really excited about your rock story last week, It was really thrilling.
Yeah, right. I'm watching Breaking Bad at the moment.
Yeah, you're right. All right. This week's road guide is to first dates.
Let's go. Watching Breaking Bad on a first date. That could be a great step. We'll see how it all comes together.
Yeah, Breaking Bad and chill. That could work.
It is Netflix and chill. Anyway, road guide to first dates. Using our experience, or perhaps in my case, lack of experience. Some of the great situations, the great dates we've had, some of the awful dates we've had. 5 easy steps that'll make your next first date the best of your life. And you'll probably nab the one, I reckon. Fair. Can we guarantee that, Dos? They'll nab the one on their next date?
We can definitely put a Dossal guarantee on it, I reckon. We'll put a stamp on that.
All right. Hopefully, I'd love it if one day we get invited to some person's wedding and they're just like, it was the first dates episode, man, blew it wide open. That's how good the content you're about to hear is.
I think it should be better. They should invite us to the first date.
I told you just to watch and just let me know how things are going along. These are my friends, Dos and Frost and Dos. Hope it's not going to be weird.
They're going to be providing tips and tricks throughout this process.
And it'll be such a strong bond that we form that maybe we'll go to one of their wakes. That's
it. That's when we know we've made it. When we go to a road guide listener's wake.
Look, I'm going to come clean, Dos. This is going to shock you. I want to say one of my best mates because I feel like that's all that you'd give me. I don't want to come on too strong. But I haven't been on many first dates, Dos. Yeah. I haven't. I really haven't. Dating, not really my thing. I am the hermit class warship of this operation. I found, though, that the few that I've been on, and legit, it's probably a handful of first dates that I've been on, romantic dates. I'm not talking about anything else, but let's just leave that there. The few that I have ended up have been on, 2 of them have ended up in, relationships. So I feel like
good hit rate.
Yeah, it's a really good hit rate because I keep my swings low and my hits pretty high. So I reckon I might be a good source.
Yeah, that's true. And I guess I've got the opposite kind of approach where you've got the quality results and I've got the quantity results. No. But I don't know what it is. It's like I'm just addicted to the thrill of a first date. Like, it's exciting. It's nervous. You're nervous and then you're energized. You're going somewhere you've most likely never been with someone you've probably barely met. And it's just this thrill. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if you're going to... You might hate them. Like, I've walked out of a first date before.
What?
Yeah, that was.
Was that the one where you couldn't pay, so you had to just leave? You did a dine and dash. Left her to pay for it.
I should have. Oh, it was actually pretty similar because you know how I say I think this was in the. Was this in the budget episode? Yeah,
possibly.
When you pay one round, they buy the next, and you make sure you leave when they bought the last one. Well, it was at a point, and this date was going badly as it was. And and then we reached a point, and I made a joke, and she took it personally. And I was literally in the middle of ordering the next round.
You made a joke that she took personally?
Yeah. I was like, come on.
Oh, that linguini's going straight to your thighs, girl. I can tell by your build. You're built that way.
It wasn't like that.
Are you sure you want dessert? I don't know. I feel like you could probably go without.
But anyway, I was looking at the QR code, and I was sighed and just put my phone down. I was like, oh my God. And she's like, oh look, we can have one more drink. And I was like, nah, I'm done. This is Melbourne drink prices too, mind you. So I'm like, what's this point of spending another $30 when we both know this date is shit? I'm not having fun.
Wow. So, Doss, before we get into the steps, what constitutes a really good date or a really bad date? What would be the criteria for walking away from a date going, oh, that was glorious, or that was just the worst? I'm worse off for it.
Yeah, I guess it's got to be key moments that you remember that are distinct. Where even if it's just a joke or if it's a comment. I had one girl cute. That was she was like, oh, we we got similar hair. People are probably going to think we're brother and sister. And I was like, I don't know why, but I find that hilarious. I was like, just moments like that, you're like, that was quality.
That was the full joke.
That was, yeah.
Oh.
But she didn't say it as a joke. That was the kind of joke. So it was an in-joke. You had an in-joke afterwards.
Good, good. So then from that point on, you just could have joked about being brother and sister. Thanks for explaining that to me, Doss. It's that sense of humour. Not sure.
Yeah, I see why you haven't been on many dates.
I'm always sort of being critical of the other person's conversation suggestions. No, let's not talk about that. That's chit chat. Let's talk about something that I'm interested in. Let's talk about me.
Do you like?
And running? You don't know much about me, so keep it down while I fill you in. Doss, what constitutes, aside from my suggestions of what I think makes a good date, what makes a really bad date? What's one of the things you just that just goes, oh, we need to go. This is done. It's a wrap.
Definitely just shit chat. You can tell when there's awkward silences. She's not laughing at your jokes. You're not laughing at her non-jokes because she doesn't have any because she got shit chat. I would say, and if they beat you at mini golf,
everything all right to us?
What do you mean?
I mean, those sirens sounded pretty close there. All right, they're gone now, dude.
Mate, I will do this podcast through through fires, through anything.
Yeah, a bit of a Breaking Bad situation of your own in the kitchen there that the cops have just taken issue with. Anyway, sorry, as you were saying.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah, if she beats you at mini golf, that's a red flag. That you can't go through with that.
What about bowling? Can she beat you at bowling?
If you get close to me in bowling.
Yeah. That's how I feel as well. How I feel as well.
Yeah.
All right. So we both sort of know what makes a good date, what makes a bad date. But let's jump into the steps that you need to take for your next date. Again, it's the Dossel guarantee. Doss has been on so many dates. He's about to guarantee that your next date, if you follow these 5 steps, that you are about to find the one, and it's going to be glorious.
Yeah.
So just be careful. You
could be single like Doss.
Yeah. All right. Step 1. You got to do an activity. It's got to be somewhere fun. The location has to be part of the conversation because that's instantly something to talk about. You do need to play a game. You don't have to play bowling or mini golf and get absolutely schooled. It can be something that both parties can win at. In fact, I went on a lovely date recently, actually. And we went to this bar in Brisbane that was like all arcade games, board games. It was really this cool theme. It's called Netherworld, actually. And it blew my mind. It was super fun. Just we played, some games that we both might enjoy. One that I was good at, one that she was good at. Played some pinball, some Time Panic.
Oh, what'd you get schooled at?
Actually, you know what? I lie. I didn't get schooled.
You just wanted to get the good books.
No. I actually punished in Boggle. I popped off in Boggle, I've got to say. But some of the other games, I wasn't so good at. But Time Panic, I was a beast at. I think she was really impressed by the way I handled the gun as a blokey bloke that handles guns and shoots firearms.
It's a big
but yeah, it's fun. It's not just relying on chat, but the chat is there the whole time because then you stop doing the thing and you chat, and the vibe's good, everything like that. Step one, I feel like you got to do something. It can't just be. I feel like dinner sets you up as some kind of like really posh or like really sort of stuffy person. I don't know.
Yeah, you got to have insane small talk if you're doing dinner. Like I just don't have it. I just got way too much energy to be sitting down. I definitely agree with the doing something competition or adventure for the first date.
Yeah,
I think that's definitely key. Axe throwing, that'd be fun.
Whoa.
What do they got? You got like bars that you can drink and play laser tag. Oh, I love laser tag. I don't know if girls could handle me at laser tag though. That's a little down the line date, I reckon.
Yeah, no, that's true. You're pretty physical actually. I don't think, and the amount of people you melee doesn't get tracked in the score either. So.
Yeah, but I know.
The score says one thing, but those bruises say something different.
Yeah, that's a win. Yeah, well, I'd say on top of that, you got to find out what you want to wear, and I think step 2 for fellas. This one's a little bit more directed to the males of the Rogers. But fellas, you got to wear linen. I think it's so flexible. Like,
what are you talking about?
It could be casual, and yet you're wearing linen. Like, you can get away with casual. If you want to go a little fancy, you can wear linen and just do an extra button up. Like, it's that easy. It covers so much flexibility because, like, you don't want to outdress your date. You don't want to overdress, you don't want to underdress. But if you wear linen, you have that flexibility to do everything. And it's comfortable and flowy that you can do activities in. Obviously, if you're hiking, okay, look, that's the one time I'll pass and say you don't need to wear linen. That's a free game. But then, to be fair, you girls can wear linen as well. I know a couple of girls that rock the old linen shirt. And, they look good. They look very good.
What about for the ladies? What would you love to see? Because I'm sure there's a lot of ladies listening that are trying to get your heart. That maybe are listening because you've told them that this won't work unless you support my endeavors. Please rate 5 stars on whatever listening platform you're listening on. Shout out Road Guide. What do you love to see a girl rock up in?
They got to be fashionable. I think it's a really underrated thing. Like that's an extra point, in the scale of things. If you're fashionable, if you're stylish, I think. And Melbourne's a good place to be stylish. Because it is that little bit colder, so you can wear a little bit more. You can wear a nice beanie, a nice scarf, really nice jackets. You can wear more clothes, which for some reason is a lot sexier than less clothes.
Ooh, very conservative. Are you very traditional? I like it, Dos.
It's a first date. Leave
it to the imagination. It's a bit of a double standard because, Dos, it sounds like you think you've got a bit of a style, a bit of a bit of flair. But me, I'm absolutely devoid. I've got like Tom Brady and Kanye West t-shirts. I wear like the same pair of jeans or maybe like some short chino pants that legit I found out only recently have been torn at the butt crack for like I don't know how long, and no one's mentioned it. Someone said to me, I thought that was your style. That's why no one's mentioned it. Everyone thought it's like how you have like patched jeans that have like bits cut out and stuff. Like we thought that the white chino pants with the butt crack sort of busted was your style. So that's how devoid of style I am. But that being said, the double standard is that I'm a big fan of style. I'm a huge fan of style on girls. Got to be stylish, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Step 3. This is a tricky one because I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing here. And maybe it's because I've been on so few dates. I've been able to put in the research. I've been able to go on every possible public social platform, even go to the state library and see if they've got mentions in there, all that kind of stuff. I'll go to any length just to get some idea of the person I'm about to date. Because, if you'd met him on an app or you met him at the club, you don't really know much. So it's good to do a little bit of a deep dive. And if they've got things on public, which is a whole other story, I think that everyone's Insta should be on public, but that's just me. But anyway, I like to go in there with some firepower because you can't always rely, people listen to you and I talk to us and they just go, oh, these guys can just chat. Their chat is so good. These guys would never have a problem having shit chat. Surely that's what they all say.
Yeah.
But, believe it or not,
it
can happen to us. It can happen.
Happens to the best of us.
There's no evidence in any of the podcasts previously that it could happen, but trust me, and it takes a lot to admit this, it can happen. So you kind of like to be able to have something up your sleeve, not to say like, oh, I saw that you've been here. It's sort of maybe ask a question that draws that out. It's like,
how was Vietnam in 2017, May the 30th?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, May 30th, 2017 was a good time, wasn't it? What were you doing at that particular time? Oh, I was in Vietnam. Oh, great. No.
Oh, cool. I had a look at the weather. Yeah, it was 30 degrees and 90% humidity. How did you cope?
Yeah, I remember the other one. Oh, that's good, dude. I don't know if it's the right thing to do because, opponents might say that you go in there blind and it's more exciting.
Well, I think you got to do a little bit. I think that goes back, especially if it's a online dating kind of date. I think that you definitely go back to episode 2 and you can learn a little bit there about what kind of research you should be doing and what you're going to find out in that aspect of things. But at the same time, I run the gamble a lot if I got a girl's number when I was out that night. And then I'm like, the next day I'm like, shit, trying to remember.
All I know is that she's in my phone as Blonde Stacy.
Mate, I wish I had a name. Do you know what I do when I'm drunk? I'm like blonde girl dance floor, and then I'm like blonde girl bar, and then I'm like blonde girl smokers area. So I guess the research is valid, but I think the fact
good to know.
You got to learn a lot from the date. And step 4, when you're on the date, say you come out of the date, you're like, yeah, that was like a 7 out of 10. Like I had a pretty good time. I think
that's
you got
a winner.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You got to allow a standard deviation of 2. Like, yeah, like it could.
We're getting mathematic.
Yeah, we're getting mathematic. Like it could be, like I said, I'm quantity, and quantity involves maths.
Big numbers.
Big numbers here. So with that 7, it could just be a 7 because you were nervous and you had fun and you ended up drunk. When realistically, your compatibility is only at a 5. So
right, and that's getting average.
Yeah, and you'll find out later on. Whereas, like, if say the date could have been a 5, and you're like, oh, I don't know if I'll go again or not. And then, if she's hot, then you're like, all right, I'll allow for a standard deviation of 2.
Wow. Is that the only criteria that would possibly boost the standard deviation?
Yeah, well, she could like Taylor Swift as well. That'd probably help. Yeah, I think that'd be about it.
Alrighty then. Step 5. Chalk it up to experience. It kind of comes into what you just said there with your standard deviations, and some are good, some are bad. But sometimes it's going to be bad and it's not going to be good. It's going to be so bad that it's like, oh, I can't believe that happened. Again, this has only happened the minority of times for me, so I can't really relate on this one. But sometimes you just shit the bed. Sometimes it's just not fun. Maybe you were tired. People can be off their game, quite frankly. It might not have been your day, and maybe another day for both of you, sparks can fly, or maybe they don't, and you just talk it up to experience. You go on and do another date. But I like to think that your dream person, your dream girl, your dream guy, I feel like that they would vibe through the awful first date, or at least surely give you a second chance. Maybe you had an awful location, or you schooled them at bowling and laser tag. Maybe you hit them
that's a great date.
Too hard on laser tag, and they couldn't see the athletic or funny side of it. Maybe your social skills were really awkward. Maybe you had no chat. Maybe you didn't do your research, and then you had to really dig deep to find out something about them. Maybe they were upset you made them pay for the date, or you had really poor hygiene. I feel like the one doesn't care. I feel like the one breathes deep in all of those flaws and just absolutely loves you for who you are.
I think it's pretty avoidable, the poor hygiene. I reckon that's something.
It happens. Hey, you never got sweaty on a first date. You know, this is a little bit dangerous. You know, you kind of get a bit sweaty.
Yeah, but like you just put on deodorant and a bit of aftershave and you're ready to go.
No. I feel like your natural masculine scent can be an aphrodisiac that can possibly get the first date to the next level.
Not straight away, not a first date. I think that's something that builds up later on.
Well, clearly you could tell that I moved pretty fast on for my first date, but I pretty much get into a long-term relationship straight off the bat. So I like to come in looking in my usual shit style with my pants covered in bloody holes and stuff. Smelling like a bloody train wreck. Surprisingly, sometimes with bad social skills. And look at me now. Yeah.
Well, I think with you, one thing that might help you is sometimes the worse the date, the better the story.
True.
Whether you're like, if it's a story at the wedding or if it's just going to be a story a couple of months down the line where you're the girls are just telling her friends or you're telling us how bad the date was.
In the group chat.
Yeah, exactly. Goes in the group chat. Oh, man, if I could get my hands on a girls' group chat after going on a date with me.
Dude.
I would pay big money.
True. Maybe there's like a market for that. There's some like a private detective that goes in, gets the DMs or gets the group chat.
Do you actually, on that, do you know, well, I know you haven't seen too many women, but do you know what they... No, look, it wasn't a shot.
Hear you out. This isn't hear me out. Hear me out comes after the big call. You can't hit me with a hear me out.
I wasn't.
All right, well. All right.
I wasn't having a crack at you. I just wanted to just make sure you weren't having... I wasn't having a crack at you. But do you know what girls like call you to their friends? Like, when they don't give you the name status yet. Like it's too early for them to tell their friends your actual name. So they give you like a topic. Since I've grown my hair out, I get Tarzan a lot.
Really? Do you ask them what they call you to their friends?
I find out a little bit later on. And then, I think Tarzan was the one I got a fair bit. I got Alpaca Man because, one of my Hinge photos was me shearing an alpaca. So to all their friends, I was Alpaca Man, which I didn't mind. I kind of like a bit Alpaca Man. And then, there's probably a few more negative names that I've earned, but I wouldn't mind finding them out as well.
Yeah, I'm sure mine are all really flattering. Like there's maybe like Hot Stuff, Small Hands, and Rich Man.
If you weren't going to say it, I was going to say it.
The Small Hands one probably comes after bad first dates.
Well, you got split pockets or split pants. That's another one I feel like, you could definitely run with.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Actually, one thing. I've got a big little plan. A little date plan.
A big little plan.
Obviously, you want the 5 steps. Follow them in depthly. And this is kind of like the end product, I reckon. This is like the best date scenario I can offer as advice. And it does involve a bit of research, linen, that's up to you. And it does involve the activities and a bit of drinking.
Yep.
I have this like a 3-step date. And I think I've only ever done it once or twice. But the concept, I don't want to waste it on people. It's such a nice concept. Wow. I like it. So like when you like someone, you're like, all right. You want to impress them. So you're like you just ask them 3 different questions of how you're going to construct the date. I think an easy one's like, what's your favorite movie? What's your favorite food or like country that you want to go to? And then like, what's your favorite drink? And then you set up 3 steps to a date. Also, surprise them with all of it. Like that's kind of makes it a bit more fun.
Yeah.
Let's say their favorite movie is like Star Wars, which would be
no. Do mine. Mine is Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Antarctica.
Oh God.
And a mojito.
A mojito.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm actually going to roll with that. So they've got this. They've got an ice bar in Melbourne, so I'd go to the ice bar. Would you say your favorite movie, Forrest Gump? All right, and then for dinner, I would do American.
Maybe shrimp.
Shrimp. Yeah, seafood.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Are you winning me over, dude? All right.
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, I don't know. I'm getting goosebumps. What else would you do for me?
And you need an activity. So let me think. You like mojitos? Let me think. Mexican. Well,
we could run across Australia.
That's true.
We could mow the lawn.
Oh, wait. Oh, go ice skating for Antarctica and then go to a bar for mojitos. Yeah.
Nice.
Bang. Done. Perfect.
Hey, Das, you'd win me over with that, mate.
That's what I mean, man. It's a powerful date.
Yeah, that's good. That's. I mean, look, do the steps, but I mean, try a 3-part date if you can get that information. Let us know how it goes. I think that sounds good.
Yeah, I want to know. I want to know the 3 steps, the 3 questions you asked, and then your 3 choices, and then how the date actually went.
All right. Well, let's jump into the big call today, and the big call comes from someone who surely fucks on first date.
Wow, we went from such class to this.
We know who it is.
Everybody knows who it is. The Romans know.
I'm not giving him any quarter. I'm coming in hot because he's going to come at us, and we know he's going to come at us. So we're talking, of course, about the young bull, the young calf of the Slater family. He's come making a return trip. Young Darcy Slater. Darcy, how you going, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad indeed.
Whoa, you just got to sit there and take that.
That's so respectful.
Yeah.
He's wearing it as a badge of honor.
Well, I don't want to.
This is good. No, let's move on. I mean, I like it. I've got him right where I want him. He's recognised who the alpha is, and he's submitted to my authority. Darcy,
well, I am the first
return member on the pod.
On the pod. So
how do you feel about
I better behave. But I actually do have something special for this moment as well. I've actually got my own guest.
No, dude.
Hey,
what are you doing?
Matt, introduce yourself.
Oh wait, he's going for dead air. He's going for dead air. Don't give it to him.
He's just shook his head. So sorry, Mr. Damon. I'll have to get you on another episode.
I don't mind it. That was good.
All right, there's that Slater sense of humour coming through again.
He's on a first date. He's on a first date. Let him with Matt Damon.
Darcy, do you go on dates? Do you see people? Do you meet people?
I usually avoid it, but sometimes you just get stuck in the conversation, and the best way out is to just meet them.
Yeah, right.
And then they'll leave you alone after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm too cowardly to ghost them, so I just meet them.
And just let them see the real you, and then they see they don't want to make that mistake, and they just move on with their lives. Darcy, big call. You're the big call today. Again, you are the return big call offender, which is quite an illustrious honour. We haven't run out of friends or people. Don't get us wrong. Don't get it twisted.
No, you have.
Yeah.
Is it too early to cut him off? Is it too early to cut him off?
Yeah. But aside from that fact that maybe we have, you're back, and we're going to skip through all the introductions. You can go back and watch episode 2.
Hi, I'm Darcy.
We had Darcy on. No, that's enough, Das. Das, what's your big call today? Is it first date related? What's going on?
So I've had a lot of interesting first date stories over the years. I'm an avid dating app user, so it always ends in a first date and never the second, but we'll get there. So this
he won't be on for the second date.
No.
Yeah, if you have a second date, I'm sorry, I can't make that one. So this story, when was it? A couple of years ago now, when I was still working at Coles. So I was working night shifts. So I had met with this girl. I had matched with this girl. Things were going well. She liked my Tinder. Said it was the best she's ever seen.
Whoa. Sorry, I don't know if I should believe you. Are you serious? I need to remind myself it's Darcy talking, not to buy in too hard.
So the reason I was just mentioning working at Coles, so I'd work late at night, so I'd finish and usually go sort of gym after. So I get home sort of like 4 or 5 in the morning. So I'm usually a bit tired the next day. So I was supposed to be meeting this girl for a coffee date. And I think this is actually one of the reasons I don't do coffee dates anymore.
Nice.
I actually don't know if I've done one since. If that's a bit of foreshadowing.
You don't even drink coffee. What the fuck were you doing at a coffee date?
Oh, yeah, like a milkshake or...
Oh, you get a milkshake. Oh,
you don't want to say a milkshake, mate.
Absolute pissant move.
I get milkshakes, but I also don't take people on coffee dates, bro, for that reason.
Well, I did get a coffee once on a date. I got a short, which I thought was just a small coffee, but it's a shot of coffee.
It's super like Italian style espresso shot.
Yeah, so this girl, we're going to meet for the coffee date the next day, and me being me, procrastinated picking a place. So I'm like, oh, fuck it, I'll pick it the next day. So I wake up at like 12, I think. We're going to meet around like 2, so I'm like, shit, I have to find a place. So I'm like, okay, she lives here, I live here, I'll just try to pick somewhere in the middle. And one thing that's annoying with coffee places, like I'm not a morning person, and they always, like cafes always close early. Like they're never open like in the afternoon. And so I'm looking at places, all of them are closed. And I see this one place, and it's open all day. I'm like, okay, this one's pretty good. It had alright reviews. I'm like perfectly in between us. So I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'll go to this cafe. So I tell her the cafe. She's like, cool, alright, I'll meet you there. So I hop in my car, get ready, and then start driving there. And so I didn't know the area that well, but as I'm driving, I sort of see these signs to the hospital, and I'm like, okay, I must be sort of near the hospital. And then I started getting a little bit more worried because I keep following these signs. I'd be like, hospital this way, and I go this way. I'm like, geez, it must be real close. And then I keep following them, and then it's like your destination is on the right, and there the hospital is.
Oh, dude. Oh, bro.
And then, so I find a park, I look on my phone, and it is indeed in the food court of the hospital.
Oh my god.
So what have you guys have done at that point?
I'll go. I think if she walks in, I'll grab her, and we'll just walk straight past the cafe, and just go straight to the morgue, because that's where that relationship's going. It is dead.
That's good.
I was there first, so I could have changed potentially. I'd maybe 5-10 minutes of leeway.
Dus, how strongly are you feeling about this girl at this point? Is this a serious date, or is this potentially just going to be like a lead to a hookup date?
She's pretty hot, so
the criteria has been met.
Well,
awesome.
the date's
so she's
that
the
means
one.
I care about the outcome of the date to some degree.
The date's at 2:00 in the afternoon, so he's clearly not just trying to bang on the first date. Like,
yes,
intro
yeah. I used to like not go for that, but
yeah, right. Now you cut straight to the chase. Good to know. Good to know. Well, look, I would possibly get creative. I think that's possibly a good chance to play it off. I don't know. Does she know you're not a doctor? Does she know you work at Coles? Because maybe it's a great chance to say, oh yeah, I've just been upstairs. Oh, this baby came into the ICU. It was so touch and go, but we saved him. And then there you go. You're at the. We have to have coffee here. It's the only place I could go. And
he's just standing there in linen.
Yeah, get some tomato sauce. Put some tomato sauce on your linen or something. I don't know. Yeah, find some scrubs. There's nothing. I'm pretty sure it's fine to impersonate, medical people or people of authority. So I would go for that. Salvage the date, and have a good story to tell.
Don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. I think one of us is letting it die. The other one is pretending they're a doctor.
Impersonating a doctor.
Yeah, impersonating a doctor. Yeah. So tell us, Daz, what did you do in the situation?
So I figured probably the only way that it's going to be realistic for this to work is I drove my car into a pole. So that I'd have to be wheeled into the hospital.
This car has been through the works on every date Daz has been on. No wonder he doesn't want to start out on a date.
No, so the realization dawned on me, and I'm sitting there panicking. And in parking near a hospital is panicky. So I parked in, it wasn't really proper park, but I'm like, I just gotta do this.
Yeah, I feel like you'd be awake by now. You'd be very awake.
Yeah. And then I get a message from her, and she's like, is it at the hospital?
Oh, man.
And I was like, you're goddamn right.
Oh yeah.
And then so I meet her there, and just the look on her face is just one of just like hatred. I'd go as far as to say.
Hospital food court day.
Yeah, and then so I sort of like go in for like a hug or something like that, and she's just so cold, and just like when we're waiting in line to get the coffee, there was just no conversation. It's just ice.
Oh, dude.
And then when we're sitting down, I tried playing it off. I'm like, well, at least like if I scrape my knee falling for you, I can get first aid.
Hey,
and just
let's go,
deadpan face. Deadpan face, just staring back at me.
Dude, yeah, she wasn't the one, dude.
Mate, she a loser.
Yeah.
She a loser.
If she can't handle that, then yeah, she ain't handling much more.
If you can't take me at my hospital food court first date, you deserve me at my multi-millionaire tech status.
Yeah, exactly. You deserve it when my car breaks down with the hot fan. Shout out episode 2 for that one.
Oh, Das, that's pain, dude. I feel bad for making you have to relive that, because that was I got secondhand embarrassment big time.
Hold up. We don't know. Was there a second date?
So, like, as you know with me, she was really keen on a second date, but I was like,
you made the decision not to go.
Like, I feel like our energies just didn't align correctly, and it may be a better decision for us to part ways.
Wow. That's really respectful
of you, dude.
Yeah. Well done.
Way to go, bro.
Yeah, women should be treated better than... They need to have a first date they can remember. Somewhere where they're pampered and treated nice.
Oh, Darcy, you sweetheart. Wow. You wouldn't have known. Yeah. Well,
I'm waiting for a plug. I'm waiting for him to plug himself.
He's a new man. He's different to episode 2, Darcy. Darcy, thanks so much for coming on.
Shout out to my YouTube channel leader. Make sure to hit that
sub button.
Get out. Das, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries.
Thanks for coming on, Das. It was a bit of an education in probably what not to do on a first date.
That's what happens when you don't follow the road guide to first dates, 5 simple steps with the additional potential 3-point date. I feel like stuff like that can happen, and you set yourself up for failure.
100%. I just can't believe she didn't laugh at his joke. That was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
For the situation you would have been in, stressed, nervous as hell, and to be able to crack a hospital pun, like, that's pretty good.
Right, that's it. And that's like I was saying, your dream girl, the one, she would have been like, this is chaotic energy, and I'm here for it. That cheesy pickup line, it works more than ever in this specific context. Well played. It's like
let's go
maybe you set up this whole date just to deliver that.
Imagine that. That'd be a big play. But probably
you don't know.
Not too recommendable, I guess. In the route of hospital vein, here's one for you.
Yeah.
Dating an ex's friend. What is your kind of status on this? I'm not like considering this.
Before we get into that, I'm just wondering about this segue in the hospital vein, dating a friend's ex. Like, what? I'm just not sure. You've done some great segues, but talk this one to me. I don't understand.
Because if it goes badly, you might get beaten up and sent back to hospital.
Okay, all right, good, well played. I should have waited for the punchline down the line. Dating an ex's friend. I mean, there's
like timeline. Is there a timeline, or is there, is it just off limits period?
No. I think that's probably fine. Honestly, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, honestly, if situation was right, I'd probably do it. But I mean, they should know a bit better, shouldn't they? Or, how close is this friend to the ex? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I reckon inner circle? No. I reckon I think that's off limits pretty much.
You're getting trapped, I reckon. You're getting set up for heartbreak there.
Yeah, I reckon. But I also think it's like maybe 4 or 3 times, whatever length the relationship was. So say you dated for a year, you'd have to wait 3 years to date one of her friends.
Yeah, I guess my thing is that as much as I'm not against it, my thing is there's a whole world out there of people,
like you got to remember, like there's the 90% that are that socially awkward they can't get out of their bubble, and an ex's friend is inside their bubble. So it's a viable option for them.
Yeah, no, I still think there's enough fish in the sea, and I think there's only a very tiny amount of people, a handful of people perhaps, a select few in the world that are right. And I feel like you could just maybe let that one slip to the keeper. What about this, Dos? What do you think? Where's your stance on that?
I think, this is more for you, man, to be honest.
Oh.
Because obviously I live in Melbourne.
What are you setting? What are you doing, dude? Are you trying to...
No, I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just like thinking ahead for you. Because like in Melbourne, like it's 6 million people. It's pretty easy to kind of date around. And I'm thinking, Long Reach, where you got like 34 people, and if you're dating one person there, they're friends with the whole town. So like,
I actually think in that context, actually, good point. I don't know if it's really on. This town's too small. It's too strange. You're all in each other's friend circles at all times.
But does that mean you get one crack at love in your small town, and then that's it?
Controversially, I think so. I do think so. Unless someone moves away, I actually think that's exactly how I would approach it. Dos, just one more here's one for you. What about liking your mate's ex's posts on Instagram?
Oh, big no. Nah. I'm a real passionate. If my mate breaks up with a missus, I'll instantly just stop following them on Instagram.
What if you had a good connection with them, that like you saw them as a friend in their own right?
Not if I didn't know them before they were dating. So if I only became friends with them because they were dating,
right?
I think
good point.
Then I think that's enough. It's a bit cold. Maybe all right. Only if it ends badly.
Yeah, right.
If they stop following their ex, then you have to stop following as well. You just back them up with whatever they want to do.
Sage advice, Dos, and I've got to say, you've been on point. You were really in your element this episode as someone that, like you said, has more experience than I'd say the 99% of the population. I feel like very few people can match it. Even in the 10%, you're in the 99% of the 10%. The 1% of the 10%.
Well, it got to come good every now and again. Every 11 episodes, I got to have some...
The heartbreak's got to add up to something, surely.
Yeah, exactly. I've been in the trenches for this long. I got to be able to come up with some sound advice for everyone else.
Yeah, and if you're listening at the moment, if you've made it this far into this rather chunky, beefy episode, hit us up on Instagram. It's in the DMs. I reckon if you've got here's one for you as well. If you've got a controversial opinion or thought, maybe that would be something you'd be able to send in and just say, get our thoughts on something. Because just like here, we sort of suss it out, flesh it out, and get to the bottom of whether it's the right thing or not.
Yeah, we have no direction with where things are going on this thing.
No.
It's just so people know. There's no punchlines that are written in. It's just what happens.
Yep, it's either really good chat or really awful chat, which probably gets edited out.
Yeah, and also whatever you're listening to us on, make sure you do give us 5 stars. If you're on Spotify, make sure you follow. Give us some love, and so that we can try get in the mainstream feed and get famous, and then you guys can be like, hey, we're OG fans, y'all.
Yeah,
we were there in the beginning before they became part of the 1%.
We probably won't remember you, but no, we'll definitely remember you. We'll remember you for sure. Shout out.
Can't say that yet.
Yeah, right. We're not big enough.